Welcome to Financials with How. It's exciting to continue this journey together as we converse on making wealth and focus on the woman of wealth. Today, what comes to my spirit is a conversation on two women, Martha and Mary, and the focus is called to the gospel. We walked through two women previously, Lydia and Esther, as we saw how God has placed women so strategically with what they have to serve in different areas. So allow me to go right into the reading. That's Luke 10 from 38 to 42. It's the NKJV. And I read. Now it happened as they went that he entered a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his word. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she approached him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Therefore, tell her to help me. And Jesus answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things, but one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen that good part, which will not be taken away from her. Now, I know this scripture is spoken about in light of the person who chooses to sit at Jesus' feet and listen, then the other person who is busy, guests are coming and prepping and all of that. But I'd urge us to look at it from the place of women of wealth. And that's just to realize that this is a home that they open themselves up for Christ to come. Realize the home belongs to Martha. So probably Martha is the older sibling and Mary is the younger sibling. And Martha, having heard about the gospel, having heard about who Christ was, and we know that Christ walked daily with people. He was not the up there preacher or the up there teacher. He was the everyday teacher who used parables, who used examples, who prophesied to people, who everywhere he went was a testament of miracles and God's work. And he comes into a home where these two women just seek to serve him, probably along their journey, probably from one town to another or from one home to another. This is one home that offers him a place of refuge. And you remember, in two instances we've had, when one person asked Christ if they could follow him, Christ told them, I don't have a place to nest my head. So it means that Christ was really catered for by those who were around him. And then another instance, Christ said to his disciples, go out in twos, carry nothing for the journey. For wherever you shall find comfort, wherever you shall find rest, there hold your peace and live there until the work is finished. And that for us becomes so defined that they will be women who will be called with the wealth in their hands to minister to the spread of the gospel, to minister to those who carry the gospel, to minister to those who bring Christ and the good news of salvation to others. And they will do it in different ways. Mary will come and think of how the cutlery should be set, and how their feet should be washed, and how their linen should be cleaned. And no, that's Martha, sorry. And Mary will think through, we need to sit and listen. We need to write proper notes. We need to ensure that people have verified the scripture and they properly understand, And this is wealth that both women carry, and both of them can, within the same space, be part of sharing in the spread of the gospel. And in today's world, I know because of even the nature of how people are no longer sincere or authentic, to open our homes even to those who minister the gospel becomes difficult. To open spaces that are intimate to us and to cater and to even put our finances are difficult to us. But I remember my minister I sit under, he always says, plan your budget in a way that you have margin. And I'm always looking at him like, my goodness, do you know the economy of just this country, then this continent? I don't live in Europe. Not that it's any more affordable in Europe or North America or Australia, or whatever. It's just that, you're just trying to think, do you know how hard things are? But he keeps urging, live with an open hand, live from a place of financial diligence, that when there is a need, you can be part of meeting the need. You can be part of saying, hey, I'm building a house. It's going to have 5 bedrooms because I'd love my family to have 3, but 2 will serve the ministry of the gospel. No, I'm buying a car and I'd love it to be big enough that whenever we are with others in the body of Christ, it can be a blessing to them to get them to where we're going. And that is a place where I'm giving our God for being patient. How are we building our margins so that we can bring in those who need our support as they spread the gospel? And we will see different women who have done that in scripture as we continue to urge ourselves. And the charge today, I'd say for me to us is build a margin, create a margin, think of a margin. It does not have to be today, it does not have to be tomorrow, but even as you look at the future of how you can support the gospel, create a margin that allows you as a woman of God to be an active participant in this. Thank you so much for listening. It's always a joy to share with you. It's a how we talk to you soon.